Awesome. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I'll keep admitting people as soon as they come. So this is our uh, first official masterclass. ISB has done a lot of masterclasses and info sessions already on PGP YL, but super glad to have Mr. Ketan today for this masterclass. The intent is to cover the admissions process on the new ISB MBA, which is a 20-month program, PGP Young Leaders, which was launched this year. The deadline for the first round is in a couple of weeks on December 15th. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us have a lot of questions in mind, particularly after the CAT unofficial scorecard was out on what is the informal cutoff, round two hoga ya nahi hoga, what is the school looking for, what should we do if we have a gap, is it imperative to have great academics? So we'll answer all of these questions today. And before that, we'll just let Mr. Ketan to present his thoughts on the admissions process so that all of us are on the same page for the next 15 minutes, and then we can have questions. Questions you can put in the chat or raise your hands. I'll mute you. And just a word about Ketan sir. Ketan sir has been very helpful and humble ever since I got in touch with him over the last 1 year. I keep on disturbing him after any application deadline is out, before any interview results are announced by ISB. So thank you so much to you, Ketan sir, for that.
Thank you, Sarthak. In fact, I'll keep my presentation, as you said, very short. I'll
Sure.
just adumbrate upon the main points entailing while and what are we looking for in a candidate. I'm sure we will have many questions regarding that. So, people, you also need to excuse me a little bit because I'm a little bit under the weather. I'll try my best to be my best version, but if there is anything, any kind of solecism, I'm sure it's going to be pardoned. I'm just sharing my screen, Sarthak. I hope
Awesome.
it is visible now.
It's visible for me. I hope it's visible for the audience.
Sure.
We can just put it on slideshow. Awesome. It's visible.
Sure. So yes, people, just a very quick overview of ISB. So we always wanted to be an internationally top-ranked, research-driven, independent management institution. That was our vision, and that actually keeps on galvanizing us to keep on refurbishing our programs to bring out the game-changing leadership, as you can see on your screen, which has actually got the power and the wherewithal to make changes and transmute their professional endeavor as well as people around them in the society, in businesses, and in personal life. That is the endeavor, that was the vision with which we started. And we knew that we always needed to inculcate the world's best practices, which we did through our collaborations that you can see on your screen. Kellogg's and Wharton were our founding partners. We also partnered with the London Business School because the focus was always on creating knowledge apart from disseminating knowledge. We also partnered with the Fletcher School from Tufts University, who have an unmatched expertise in law, legal environment, and public policy. And these are not the only collaborations we have. We are now in convergence with 55 top global institutions around the world. What these collaborations bring to us is the best of pedagogy, best of curriculum, and the faculty and the student exchanges, which obviously are a concomitant result of these collaborations that we have. We are also a Triple Crown accredited institute. 1% institutions in the world have a Triple Crown accreditation from AACSB, ICWIS, and AMBA. AACSB is probably the oldest body for MBA accreditations in the world. ICWIS is a European body, and AMBA is a body for MBA accreditations in UK. So this is a small video in which our dean is Dr. Madan Pilutla is formally announcing the launch of PGP YL program. Let's have a look at this video. I'm sure it'll set the right prelude for the kind of discussions that we are going to have later.
The postgraduate program in management for young leaders is an exciting new program, and it will bring all of the different faculties of ISB, all of the different unique propositions that ISB has to offer, it will bring to the program. So what are those unique propositions? We are going to bring in a class of outstanding young people, a very diverse set of people into the classroom. These are people who are going to be leaders in the future. So we're going to train them in a fashion that their potential can be maximized as they go out into their career. The second is a curriculum that is backed up by rigorous research. It's the exact same thing that we do in our other programs we will be doing here. We believe at this point in time that data or analytics or technology are not standalone skills. These are skills that have to be built into every course that we have, and that's what we're going to be doing. So that as people graduate from our program, after having spent the time doing all of the different courses, also interacting with industry in the form of projects, in the form of internships, they are job ready. Right now, if you go out and ask people in the corporate world, you ask them, what is it that differentiates an ISB graduate? They point out that an ISB graduate comes in there ready to roll up their sleeves and start working. We believe that we can do that with our graduates, even in this pre-experience program that we are launching.
Awesome. So here we come to the launch of PGP YL program. So it has been built basically for young professionals who want to expedite their careers, want to ornate their skills into becoming the kind of leaders they want to be eventually in the future. It's a 20-month program, and it's for people with 0 to 2 years of experience. So you can be in your final year. You can also apply, and you can be a part of this program. It'll be here, launched in Hyderabad campus, the first batch, which is going to be starting in the month of July next year. The program has been designed keeping the postulates and the dictums of modern day dynamic business scenario that we see, and the kind of digital economy which is so pervasive. And the businesses also are looking for leaders who can navigate through these complexities by taking well-informed, data-driven decisions, combined and intertwined with interpersonal skills. So that is going to be a very important part of this program. And it's a concoction of softer skills as well as the latest hard skills that you can learn. This is what PGP YL brings to you. So these are some of the advantages that you're going to have in the PGP YL program. First one, it basically helps you transcend the conventional thinking by, first of all, giving you the nuances of management, of course, coupled with knowledge about data analytics and technology, which I just enumerated. Of course, it is going to be delivered by our world-class faculty. We're going to talk about them in detail. You also get people from very diverse background into the class. ISB PGP has probably got, in fact, this is PGP YL, but even the PGP program that we have, the kind of cohort that you get in the class is probably the most diverse that you get in India. And we have people from all kinds of backgrounds in the class. What it facilitates is the kind of eclectic knowledge that you get by listening, hearing, and talking to people coming from different backgrounds as far as their education, work experience is concerned. It's a very heuristic way. It's a very, what I should say, vicarious way of gathering knowledge, because you learn from the conundrums, the ups and downs people face in different industries. You get a knowledge about different industries, and that's what helps you in planning your career as you want to do it in future. Secondly, it helps you expedite your career because there is a very strong, robust support for placement, which is in the form of summer internship as well as the final placement. Also, it's a very strong global alum network that you're going to be exposed to. That's always there with you. It all propels you to be the next generation leader that you want you to become by giving you experiential learning, which I'll explain later. And you will also be a part of various students and social clubs, which is run by the students, of course. And we always tell people that you be a part of these clubs. And most importantly, if you get a chance, please stand for the leadership positions in these clubs, because that actually helps you obliterate any kind of shyness, the inhibitions that we have in our personality. So in nutshell, this is the kind of advantage that you get. Of course, it's not restricted to the slide. You will have many more advantages as we move across the different slides here. We talked about faculty. ISB has a very strong 70 plus in-house resident faculty members, and these are all research-oriented faculties. Apart from their teaching credentials in almost all the top institutions in the world, they also bring about a huge research experience which percolates into the curriculum and into the class. Similarly, the visiting faculty pool is very strong. We have an entire pantheon of 200 plus visiting faculty members from all the partner institutions in the world. They also bring about a humongous industry experience because they have been a part of the industry. So we have a portfolio-based faculty model. People who have been dealing with a particular portfolio are given a task to teach a particular subject. The good thing is that they stay in the campus for the entire duration of the term. So they just don't come for a one-off lecture and go back. So you have a chance to hobnob with them. You learn from their experiences through the entire learning duration. That's a very good way of learning as well. This is how the curriculum in the PGP YL learning journey looks like. So we start by giving you and providing you the very strong foundations about business, which entails but is not restricted to economics, business, psychology, accounting, statistics, and data. As you can see, data will be shown at various places in the presentation. This foundation actually helps you deep dive into the nuances of building a functional expertise, depending upon the kind of orientation that you have, where you want to work. That depends upon you. Of course, the faculty is there to help you. Similarly, you have a chance to curate your own learning journey and customize your learning pathways by choosing the core courses and electives. So that gives you a chance to draft your curriculum itself, depending upon where you want to work eventually, right? That's a very good way of a very ingenious way of making you learn. We have experiential learning programs, which I enumerated earlier. So you have ideas, innovation through design, exploration, and actionable solutions, in which you meet the head honkers of a particular industry, the kingpins. You understand the kind of bottlenecks which they have, the problems which they are facing, and you are given a chance to come up with plausible solutions to those problems. In fact, you are also given a chance to come up with your solutions in the form of a presentation. So it may convert it into a PPI, which may convert into a PPO. But what you're learning, you're also testing it out. So that's the idea, that whatever you are gathering inside the class, you are getting a chance to deploy that knowledge in the real life industry scenario. You have mandatory summer internship, which was not there in PGP, if Sarthak, you also remember. So this summer internship is, of course, going to help you go and learn from the industry by doing on the job thing that we all like to do. Similarly, if apart from taking all your core courses and electives and doing what you want to do in the campus, if you have a fervor for starting your business, you can be a part of the pivot. So you can submit your ideas. They will be taken from very nascent stage to the culmination stage of actually setting up a company. And if your ideas are good, you can also get funding to sustain your business for a particular period of time. That's ISB is a very strong support for people who want to start their businesses. Global perspective is always there because we have faculty coming from all the top universities of the world. You will have a chance to go for an immersion program. Similarly, you will also get people from foreign universities into the campus, into the class. So this is in a nutshell what the PGP journey looks like. I'll just rush through because I don't want you to be here for a long period of time. This is how the academic calendar looks like. You can see year 1 and year 2, there are blocks for summer internships, breaks, and placements. You can see there are final placements in December next year. Summer internship is going to be from April next year. This is how you will get it. I'm sure you will get a lot in-depth nuance of how the academic calendar looks like when you actually make it to the class. Research at ISB is one of the strongholds. We have many research centers and research institutes across 2 campuses that we have. And a good part about this is that it's the faculty who are in tandem with the industry and the government, working to find out solutions to industry problems. And it percolates into the curriculum for you also. Also, if you want to be a part of any of these research projects, you can request the faculty and they'll be more than happy to have you in that project. So that makes learning, takes learning to a different level altogether. There is Hyderabad campus. It's going to be there, the PGP YL program. You can talk about or look for the Hyderabad campus on YouTube. It's a very resplendent, very lush green campus, 270 acres almost. Career and professional development is going to be, of course, there. Our placement team works at 4 different locations in India and 2 locations outside India to get the best companies and profiles that you're looking for. Of course, it's not only about the final placements, but preparing you and embellishing and festooning and ornating your profile into going into into molding you into the kind of professional that you want to become. There are workshops for resume building, improving communication skills, because storytelling matters, guys. There will be industry experts coming in talking to you about a particular industry. You will have a clairvoyance of where the industry is going, what are they looking for, and most importantly, what are the skills that you need to accumulate and garner if you want to make it big in that particular industry. So it's an end-to-end support as far as the career and professional development is concerned. Life at ISB is pretty lugubrious, not as lugubrious, in fact, quite resplendent and effervescent. There are student clubs that you can be a part of. There is ISL, which is a replica of IPL or EPL. So you can be a part of any of the sport from cricket, hockey, football, lawn tennis, table tennis, squash, and whatnot. Everything is happening every time at ISB. So it's you who will learn a few nuances of time management, because you will have to choose which parties to attend, which birthdays to be a part of, because you can't do everything. You will always have a kind of FOMO kind of a situation. You will feel that you're missing out on something. But yeah, that's what we have at ISB. It passes in a ziffy, and it leaves the indelible impression in your mind when you come out of it. Global Alum Network, this is one of the strongholds of ISB, including Sarthak. We have around 16,000 plus. In fact, it has risen to 17,500 plus now. And it's a very potent alum network, considering the fact that 900 of these alums are holding the top CEO and CXO level positions around the globe. Even if you pass out of ISB, your learning does not stop. You become a part of different alum chapters, and any kind of support comes readily to you. And you realize the power of references. I mean, this alum network actually helps you bolster your career through the kind of references and the support that you get for your career, right? So this is one of the better things that you will get at ISB, and this is one of the reasons why, in spite of all the talks of a global slowdown, people throng in to be a part of any of the top MBA programs in the world. It's the global alum network that ISB possesses. Moving forward, coming to the business end of it, who should apply? Look, you can apply. I mean, we are not just looking for people who are excellent academically. Of course, if you are, that will have its own advantage. It will have a particular weightage. You will get good marks in that particular weightage. But apart from that, we are also looking for people who have a holistic profile-based evaluation, which goes in sync with the vision of ISB, the kind of profiles that we take into the class. So apart from, let's say, your academic, we'll have your test score, GMAT, GRE, and we're also taking CAT in the PGP YL program. People can apply through CAT also. Any kind of extracurriculars that you can be a part of. So we believe that your personality and your profile is not just restricted to your test score and academic. You can be doing anything. Maybe you are a president of a particular club, you have a startup, you may be a part of community service, you may have an Instagram page with 20,000 followers. You could have done or you could have represented your college in a particular sport in case competition. So a lot many things go into the profile. Of course, you will need a kind of letter of recommendation and all that stuff, which we'll talk in the next slide. So we are looking for people who are coming up with, kind of solutions to the problems. They have an analytical bent of mind, problem solving attitude, and who are not just remonstrating about a particular problem. Effective communication is one of the strong, critical points, because we want people to communicate well. And communication does not mean speaking good English. It's about understanding what the other person is saying and responding accordingly. So if you are good in academic, good. Otherwise, you can also showcase your profile through other sections of the applications. That is what I mean in a gist. I'm sure we'll have questions for that. So what is the eligibility criteria? Of course, you need to have a bachelor's degree. These are the basic hygiene factors. We need one test score, GMAT, GRE, or CAT. Your work experience cannot be more than 24 months by 15th of June 2025 if you're looking to join the batch starting July 2025. How do we count your work experience? We count it from the last examination of your bachelor's. What you did before that, you can show that as a part-time work experience if you're getting paid for it, or as internship in the application form, but it does not count as full-time work experience, right? There are three basic dictums that you need to keep in mind. Axioms. It has to be a full-time thing. If you are showing it as full-time work experience, it should not get intertwined and dovetail into any of the other full-time things that you're doing. That's why till the time you're doing a bachelor's, whatever you're doing is part-time. And the third thing is you should be getting paid for it. So that's very important too. I don't think you require TOEFL or IELTS, because all of you are, let's say, from English medium background. You will need one letter of recommendation, which should come from, if you're a working professional, then it can come from your from your supervisor or manager. And if you have not even joined anywhere, if you're only 3 to 4 months into professional journey, you can also go back to your deans and professors to give you a letter of recommendation. You will need to write essays. They play a major role. In fact, it gives you a lot of real estate in the application form to explain what it is about you that we want to learn. We want to understand what you're bringing to the class, why you want to do this program, what are your short-term and long-term goals, and why do you want to switch into a particular industry or function through different questions that we are asking you, right? All these things give you a profile score. Based on the profile score, people are called for the interview, and then the interview score is added with your profile score to fetch you a merit score. And people eventually will get their offer letters based on the merit totals that we have. That is how the process works at ISB. There are a few scholarships which you can avail if you are applying for PGP YL. The first one is merit scholarship. So I just told you how we calculate merit points. So if you stand very high in the merit points scenario, you get a merit scholarship. It can be up to 100% of the tuition fee. There is a need-based scholarship. So if you can prove that your family income is less than 18 lakhs, the need-based scholarship can come to you. The need-based scholarship, for the need-based scholarship thing, the family income includes your income, income of your parents, and if you're married by chance, income of your spouse. The income of your siblings is not included as a part of the family income for calculating need-based scholarship. There is ISB Develop India scholarship. So after studying from ISB, if you want to go back to, let's say, government sector or any other sector which is contributing to India's growth and development, you can get a scholarship amount for a period of 1 year. There are different corporate scholarships also, which you can avail once you become a part of ISB. For example, if you're a female candidate, you can apply for a female diversity scholarship. As it is, we care about diversity when the scholarship, as far as the scholarship is concerned. But even if you're part of the PGP YL program, and if you don't have any scholarship, there are certain corporate scholarships you can apply. There was a scholarship for the sole earning members of the family. So you'll have to write a 200-word essay suggesting why you deserve that scholarship, and it can come to you. We are expecting 40 to 50% of the class to get some scholarship or the other. That's a humongous number as far as I'm concerned for a new program. This is the fee for PGP YL. It's 21.65 lakhs plus GST and the accommodation fee of 3.95 lakhs for 20 months. It includes everything that you can see on your screen. I don't think you will find any difficulty in figuring out the loan thing because we have tie-ups with all the leading banks in the world, and your loan gets sanctioned in a jiffy once you have that ISB offer letter with you. So this is in a nutshell how the fee and the scholarship looks like. Again, any questions, I'll be more than happy to take them. This is the D-Day. We will have 2 rounds. The round 1 deadline is going to be 15th of December 2024. The round 2 deadline is going to be 30th of March 2025. So, start looking at your application. This is a QR code. In fact, you can scan it. It'll take you to the portal. You can create a login for yourself and start looking at the questions. And that's how it is. So I'm just stopping my monologue here. Try to give you as much as I could, but we'll take as many questions to pander your queries.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ketan sir, for your guidance. Anybody, any questions? You can put it in the chat, raise your hands, whatever questions you have, no worries at all. And thank you so much for answering it already that the round 2 deadline is 30th March. A lot of people would have had that question in their mind.
Yes.
Cool. So I'll get started. I had one question, sir. So I read that the interviews can be taken by alums as well as faculty. But
Yes.
for the PGP, only the alums take the interviews. So
Yes.
but here, faculty can also take your interviews.
Yes. So it'll be a combination of alum plus faculties because the pool that we are looking at is quite an inexperienced pool, right?
Very true.
For PGP, the average experience in the class is between 4 and 4.5. For
Hmm.
YL, it may be 6 months.
Very
So we
true.
never know. So
Very
I think because you're coming from an academic background, there should be a faculty, and that's the idea behind it.
Very true. Awesome. So when would the round 1 results be declared? I think the deadline is 15th December.
Yeah.
So we should have our interviews in January.
I think so. I mean, it also depends upon when the CAT results are declared, right? So as soon as we declare the CAT results, because applying in round 1, you won't have your CAT results in hand.
Very
So you
true.
will apply with the CAT registration number. That is something which you can put in your application form and submit. And then whenever the CAT results come, we'll take it from the CAT body with your registration number that we have. And we'll start processing the application. So yes, I think that's a genuine date that you are talking about, mid of January. I think we should start rolling out.
We can't apply for both rounds, Sam. We can only
Absolutely not.
apply for one round.
So what happens is there is a reason behind it. And it's not to fluster the candidates. It's because Because I talked about the fact that it is a holistic profile based evaluation. If somebody has not been selected, right, it's because of the fact that we want them to ameliorate their overall profile and come back next year. There's no way that somebody can absolutely metamorphosize their profile in a matter of 2 months and come back.
Very true.
So that's the idea behind it.
So you have to submit your GRE score before 15th, Dipanshu, if you're looking at the round one deadline. The unofficial score report also works.
So even let's say, guys, you can sit for a GMAT or GRE even on 15th, and you can submit your application with an unofficial score. As Sarthak said, the official scores should reach us ideally 15 to 20 days post the deadline. So you are good.
There is no official good score for GMAT, Aryan. You can have a 655, 675. I have had mentees who received interview calls at 635 in the PGP in round one, and those with who had a 705 and still they did not have an interview call. So it depends on your overall profile.
Just
But
to give you today's example, Sarthak,
hmm,
I'm amongst the two people who can give you a feedback at ISB for your application. It was for PGP, but it'll also give you a kind of good idea for PGP YL. That girl had a 760,
wow.
did not make it. I'm not saying that people with 760 naturally do not make it. A lot of
Hmm,
them make it. But the
hmm,
fact is, what we were discussing, test score and academic is one part of it,
very
right?
true.
So let's say the range for GMAT in the class, I've converted all the scores into classic score, GMAT classic. It
Hmm,
was 620 to 718 PGP class with an average of 710, which is around 655 in focus
hmm,
edition.
hmm,
Keep that number of 655, 665 in mind. If you
hmm.
are getting above that, you will have a good GMAT score. Just below that, I kind of average. Way below that, maybe a low score. But
Got
again, there are instances where people with low scores make it to the class and
hmm,
higher scores don't make it.
very
So
true.
yes, overall profile, yes.
Got it. Uh, you can't send your score after the application deadline if you're an R1 applicant. You have to submit your unofficial score report. Um, is there any difference while applying? So I'm pretty sure the school will have a measure to, balance out GMAT scorers, CAT scorers.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So there are percentiles, there are various
Hmm.
mechanisms. This is the first year that we are taking CAT. I guess next year we won't even have this question. And even if we are doing for PGP for so many years, people have that question that what is a good score, and we don't have an answer.
Very true.
Right. So get as much as you can, guys, and build your profile circumventing that score. There is no
Very true.
cutoff.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say in other top institutions who only take admissions through CAT, maybe you don't get a call if you are not scoring 97 percentile. If you're below
Hmm.
that, you don't even get a call. Here, you may get a call even at 85, honestly,
Very
if
true.
your profile looks good. So don't self reject yourself. Give it a go.
Got it. Do we have any disadvantage if you apply in round two?
Absolutely not. You should apply when your application, according to you, is the strongest. The process remains the same, and it's always about the merit cutoff. So it doesn't
Hmm.
change round one or round two.
Got it. Family business work is counted, I believe, if it's good.
Absolutely does. Absolutely.
Got it. Can we defer our admission if we get through this year?
Wow, that's a confident question. I like the confidence. Yes, you can. Uh, Once you get the offer, write to us at pgpyl@isb.edu, and
Hmm,
it's taken on a case to case basis. So, not everybody will get a defer. If you have a genuine reason for that, people can consider that in the Adcom.
got it. And having an experience of 1 year, will that give me an advantage or will I be? So, what Aryan is trying to ask is he's a PGP YL applicant who has 1 year of experience. So, ideally, he'll be compared to other PGP YL applicants who have 1 year of experience. So, the edge will balance out.
So, what happens is, I'll give you an analogy, right? So, for PGP, the range of experience in the class is 2 years to 22 years.
Hmm.
So how do we compare somebody with 2 years to somebody with 8 years or 9 years? So it's not about the number of years, but the kind of skill sets that you get into the class. There is a reason why the pool has been made in such a way 0 to 2 years, right?
Hmm.
So somebody with 18 months of experience will be talking about different skill sets as compared to somebody with zero experience.
Hmm.
So there's no advantage or disadvantage. It's about what
Hmm.
you're talking about yourself, what you are bringing to the class, how the cohort is going to be benefiting out of your
Got it.
presence.
Just one very important question, sir. So, and I'm pretty sure that's what Anish also meant, which is uh, the PGP cohort and the PGP YL cohort, they'll have the same clubs that they'll contest for, or will the clubs or the classrooms be different?
Clubs can be same, right? Because that's a social thing, that's a student club thing. You can be a part of because they will be in the campus at the same point of time. Classrooms will be different.
Okay.
There can be a situation when you go into the second year and you have a few electives that might dovetail with the PGP electives as well. But
Hmm.
overall, the classes are going to be different because it's
Okay.
a different set of people that we are talking about.
Hmm.
It's going to be a different class.
Got it. And the pedagogy, the foundational subjects,
Absolutely.
all will be
Yeah.
different. Got
They
it.
come with an experience. I mean, here
Very
we
true.
get people with zero experience. So, I mean, it's going to
Very
be
true.
different.
Got it. And okay. Any other questions that I'm missing? Any biases against general engineer males?
Absolutely not. In
No.
fact,
Yeah.
for even for PGP, half of the class is engineers, right?
Yeah,
And
very
half of them are male engineers, right? So
true.
there is no bias against anybody. Depends upon what you get. Look, no two profiles are going to be similar if they're working in the same company and the same profile,
Hmm.
right? So don't worry about everybody else. Work upon embellishing your own profile, and that will eventually matter. Storytelling matters. I've been telling you that
Hmm.
how you narrate your story, how you enumerate the skills. I'm sure Sarthak will help you through
Hmm.
your application essay and eventually in the interview. I
Hmm.
have done sessions in communication skills, so I can tell you that it matters a lot.
Got
Yes.
it. Will the international exchange program be the same as
Same in
PGP?
terms of
The PGP
PGP.
and PGP while.
Of course not. I mean, they
Hmm.
will have their own exchange program. You will have an exchange program which is different, but
Got
there
it.
ought to be an exchange program.
Got it. Understood. Guys, any other questions which I'm missing? What average placement can we expect? ये तो कोई नहीं बता सकता अभी.
uh, अच्छा ही होगा, right?
हाँ.
PGP has got its pedigree, and I'll tell you one thing: the placement team, that is the CAS team, have been in touch with the industry for the last 2 years. We have been mulling this for the last 2 years,
Okay.
and they are actually gunning to recruit people from PGP YL.
Hmm.
So there is going to be no disappointment as far as placements is concerned. We have a
Hmm.
pedigree for over 24 years now. So
Very true.
you know how it goes for PGP. Same is going to be for PGP YL. Yes, packages, average packages may differ because of the class experience, but
Hmm.
it's going to be very good compared in commensuration to the kind of experience that you get in.
Got it. Does ISB support with building your own venture?
Absolutely does. I guess I mentioned it in my presentation as well. If you have a kind of idea, you will have all the chance to propagate that idea. We will choose that idea, and it will be from a very inchoate stage, very starting stage. We can help you to build that idea. You can submit those ideas to the two incubation centers that we have. Around 175 of our alums have started their own business, and 13 unicorns have taken shape out of ISB campus.
Wow.
So don't worry about it. We love entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
Apply to YL and come to the class.
Got it. Anish, so I'm so typically people say that ISB is a consulting or a prodman centric school. I think
Yeah,
YL has an advantage since we'll have a summer internship. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure a lot of finance recruiters will be interested to recruit interns firstly and then give them PPOs.
yes,
So हमारे इंडिया में तीन चार करियर ऑप्शंस ही फेमस हैं आफ्टर एमबीए एक कंसल्टिंग है एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट है एक जनरल मैनेजमेंट है एक मार्केटिंग है एक फाइनेंस है तो आपको वाइल के थ्रू हर एक का गेटवे मिल जाएगा.
absolutely. And a
Uh,
lot.
yeah. Would PGP grads have an upper hand? I mean, they have more work ex, so they ought to get a higher median package. If I was a VIL applicant, I would have expected that. But that doesn't mean कि आपको कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. You are graduating from ISB at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes. So look, start. We should not compare PGP and PGP YL. The
Hmm.
audience is different. The program is different. If
Hmm.
you want to wait and apply for PGP, that's your choice. We are just
Hmm.
giving you an option for the people who want to start now. Once you get the tag of ISB, you can expedite your career. By the time you are, passing out of ISB, you will be way ahead of anybody who is 2 years into the industry.
Very
So
true.
I think that is the advantage of it.
So Aryan, I'll answer this question. I joined ISB when I had 20 months of experience. And मेरे को भी बहुत लोग बोलते थे, there is a minimum threshold that companies place in terms of work and I'll be automatically weeded out of that placement process. Trust me, less than 5% of the companies had that थ्रेशोल्ड की आपको 2 साल से ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए. All consulting companies, general management companies, marketing recruiters, they had no minimum or maximum cap on their work ex requirements. So don't worry about it. Um, if someone has a 97th percentile in CAT and 93rd percentile in GRE, which one should they upload, or if they can upload both?
Both of them. If you have both, upload both. We'll take your best score into consideration. Don't worry.
Yeah, got it. Um, awesome. Guys, any other questions? I've ensured that I took almost all of them. Um, and the deadline is 15th. There is no disadvantage of applying in round two. You can apply in the March 30th deadline also. The essays remain the same in one admission cycle. Um, so if you have been working with EY from July 2023, you will be eligible because the cutoff date is 15th June 2025. As of that date, you will have less than 24 months of work ex. That's why you're eligible. ISB does help for a career pivot to a completely different field. Trust me, that's the first USP of an MBA
Yeah.
to help you make a
In
career.
fact, this is one of the reasons people want to join a program. In
Yeah.
fact, I'll give you the data, historical data for PGP. Every year, around 70% people who land into ISB for PGP program make
Hmm.
a industry shift. 74% people make a functional shift.
Wow.
So when three-fourths of the class can make a transition for PGP batch, I'm
Hmm.
sure it's going to be no hindrance for PGP YL batch,
Got
right?
it.
Yeah.
Understood. So if someone has applied for YLP, which was the last YLP cohort, and is undergoing interviews, can they simultaneously apply for the first round of YL?
Yes, they can. Definitely.
Okay, understood. And in their reapplicant essay, they can write that they're undergoing the YLP process.
Sure, they can.
Hmm. I mean, we have no other option. We don't know the results yet.
Yes. Yes.
Understood. Is MIM of LBS and Young Leaders program of ISB comparable? I think the foundational construct is the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
So ISB has a kind of advantage that the curriculum gets refurbished very quickly, and we
Hmm.
keep on evolving the curriculum suiting the needs of the industry. In fact, you'll be Sarthak surprised to know, and it'll be a happy surprise that we are including a lot of electives for data,
Wow.
analytics and technology, AI. In fact, people might be given a basic fundamental knowledge of languages like Python and R
Wow. And this is for
if they want.
YSB.
Yes.
Wow.
So YL is going to be a kind of very dynamic curriculum,
Hmm.
and uh, the basic curriculum, basic foundational thing has to be established with people,
Hmm.
and we are preparing them for a kind of role that is ought to come their way in future,
Got
right?
it. Awesome. And so there is some unofficial information that the batch size of PGP will be reduced, but I don't buy that. I mean, earlier also we used to have 800 students all combined. Now we
So
have
look,
just
I mean,
broken it into two parts.
yeah. So look, PGP YL has nothing to do with PGP. First thing.
Exactly.
In fact, PGP in the YL numbers are always going to increase next year because this is the
Hmm.
first year, so we are taking probably 150.
Got it.
Next year, you never know, we might be taking 250 or
Hmm.
200.
Hmm.
It has nothing to do with PGP, and
Hmm.
PGP numbers have never been static as it is. We have
Yeah.
had instances 3-4 years back where we had 780 students. We
Hmm.
also had an instance 2 years back where we had 900 plus.
Yeah.
So there is no fixed number.
Hmm.
We will, take the best people in the class. 820 is the number this year. It can be 780, it can be 840.
Got it.
So it's not a, kind of a decree which has been passed that we don't have to take more than 500.
Got
That
it.
is not going to happen.
Understood. Awesome. I think that covers all the questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I'll upload this on YouTube as well. And any questions, feel free to reach out to Ketan sir on LinkedIn or the ISB admissions team on mail, or reach out to me. That's totally fine. And I hope you apply in round one. And if you think you don't want to rush through it, if you're just starting the application, you can apply in round two.
Surely.
Awesome. And thank you so much, Ketan sir.
Most welcome. I hope some of the queries were resolved. And as Sarthak said, if there are more conundrums in your mind, you can write to us at pgpyl@isb.edu. Sarthak is already there. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. All of us are there to help. Best of luck for your applications if you're applying in round one, and see you soon in one of the campuses, maybe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.